Hold on, I can juggle. I can juggle. Ready? Oh, he's so talented. That's good. So, the Nintendo 64 was my first video game console. It was given to me by my brother, who gave it to me once the PS2 came out, which seems like a fair trade looking back on it. But it was my gaming console that got me into video games and Nintendo games. And actually the first video game I ever played was Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. It was kind of a pattern with Nintendo 64 games to put 64 in the title. But before it became like my favorite game on the Nintendo 64, I almost couldn't play it. And it had nothing to do with like difficulty or the fact that the Nintendo 64 controller was questionable in design-wise, but it was because I was afraid of the game. I mean, it's hard to think that you could be afraid of a Mario game, but I mean, Mario 64 had tons of things to be afraid of, like the piano or the eel. I find those two to be among the most common things to be afraid of in that game. Like, I almost couldn't even touch the Boo level, like that alone. That and also the level where you get Metal Mario. That one also brings back chilling memories. But it wasn't even that like made it hard for me to play Mario 64. It was, funny enough, something that happens at the beginning of the game. So when you start off Mario 64 and you go to the castle the first time, it plays like a message from Bowser, and then after the message it's like Bowser's laugh. And that's what got to me. It's like the first thing in the game, and that let alone set me too afraid to touch it, because in my mind, hearing Bowser's laugh made it seem like he was closer than he really was. I thought maybe he was lurking somewhere in the castle and could come out at any minute, and I mean, I'm not prepared for that. I had nightmares where I would be inside Peach's castle and then Bowser would just be like around the corner. And for some reason that traumatized me and I like couldn't play the game. Which is also funny too, because Bowser in this game is not even like terrifying or intimidating. He's like the most derpy looking Bowser, and I mean, that's partially due to the Nintendo 64's graphical limitations, but like, I mean, maybe it's just because I can look back on it now and realize that, like, ooh, it's all blocky and it's not terrifying. But when I was little, I'm pretty sure that was probably the most terrifying thing ever. But eventually, I did get over it and I played the game to completion, and to this day, it's one of my favorite games. And I hold it very close. But, I mean, I did a lot of weird things when I was little with the Nintendo 64. And I'll probably make more videos on that in the future, because I'd like to, I guess, just humiliate myself on the internet, which is great on my part. But if you guys have any funny things that maybe you were afraid of on the Nintendo 64, which for some reason was like the most terrifying thing to me, please leave it down in the comments. I'd love to read it. And also subscribe, and maybe I'll make more videos like this. I'm kind of still starting out, figuring everything, putting it all together. But anyway, like this video if you were entertained, and I'll see you next time. This was kind of a short video. Good game though.